This is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on one of the most important line in our palm from palmistry, which is called as the fate line. So guys, this video is going to be in continuity with the discussion which we started from the last video. So in the last video where we have had our discussion on one of the probable origin point of the fate line, which is the mount of moon. So we have had our discussion on that. Now in this video we will try to cover all the probable other possible origin points of the line. So like the way guys, as much as it matters in astrology which all planets are conjunct, in which zodiac sign, in which house they are conjunct, which other planets are aspecting it, same way in palmistry, where the line is originating from, where the line is terminating, are there any branches on that line, are there any special symbols on the line, all of that becomes very important. Along with that guys, like for all those people who must be wondering that what could be the reason for the formation of the lines on our palm. So there has been three reasons attached to them for that specific pattern of that line. One could be the spiritual reason, the kind of deeds soul has acquired from the past life. Second reason is the kind of fetal environment a mother gets at the time of the conception, and the third reason is definitely the inherited traits, genetics and on from the parents. So now guys, in this video we will be discussing about a line which can give you a very precise information of your professional life, which all people are going to be supporting you in your professional journey, in which specific years of your professional life you will be facing obstacle or you will have some remarkable success, and eventually at the end where you will reach in your professional journey. Like the way guys, there has been this notion in palmistry that the absence of a line is not bad, but if a line is present and it is afflicted, that tend to remain a major concern. And in our palm there can be as many as 2-3 fate line. Any line which is pointing and heading towards the middle finger or the mount of Saturn can be categorized as the fate line. So okay guys, now in this video we will start our discussion on other probable origin points of the fate line and what does it mean. So now guys, if you will find that the fate line in the palm is originating from the mount of Venus, now what does it tell about? So we know this thing that the region beneath the thumb under the encircled by the lifeline is called as the mount of Venus. Now this is the region in our palm which tells about our family, which tells about our homeland, which tells about our friends and all those people who are our true well-wisher. So if any point of time you will find a line which tells about your professional life to be originating from over here, so that tells about that in your professional journey somehow your parents, your family will play a very significant role. A lot many times it has also been seen that in all those families where the child somehow joins the family business or he carry forward the family legacy, or someone who flourishes in the life because of the support, tight knit support which he receives from the family, could be one of the probable indicative result. Along with that guys, the only concern with this kind of placement is that because at an age when the this fate line is going to be cutting the lifeline, because definitely if it is originating from the mount of Venus, that means it is coming inside of the lifeline. So when it will be on its due course towards going towards the mount of Saturn, it has to at one stage cut the lifeline as well. So that tend to remain a time of some sort of drastic or dramatic events in the life. Now again guys, like the way the basic theory which we follow in palmistry is that whenever any intersection of the prominent lines happen, you have to see the state of the line, that what exactly is happening right immediate after that intersection. And because when we talk about the fate line and the lifeline, so fate line gets assessed or aged. The timing happens, it starts from the bracelet, and it goes towards the top of the mounts. And when we talk about the lifeline, the timing or the aging starts from the top and it goes till the bottom. So you have to be very careful. So all what you have to do is that you have to see that at an age when the fate line on its due course is going to be cutting the lifeline. So what exactly is the state of the lifeline immediate after that intersection? Is it getting distorted? Is it getting darker? So that will give you this information that how it has impacted the family life of the native. And observing the fate line right immediate after the intersection will tell you about the state of the profession right after that split or right after that intersection. But definitely it is a kind of a sign of that native who has been under the mentorship guidance of the family is now ready to take on the world. Now the second probable origin point of the fate line could be that if you will find this line to be originating from the lifeline. So guys, the good part about this origin point is that somehow one of the probable indicative results, as it has been mentioned in the good books of palmistry like Saint Germain or William G. Benham and other good authors of palmistry, that it tells about that someone who's going to be carving his own niche in the life, someone who's going to be doing something completely relying on his own efforts. And guys, these are among those people, like if you will find the fate line to be originating from the lifeline. So like the way guys, I always say this thing that the one of the important application of the lifeline is that it tells about the state of the health, body vitality. It also tells about the major events of the life. So right at a stage when fate line, because see, timing the lifeline and the fate line is the easiest job in palmistry, something which you have to be very expert about, doing the exact timing on the lines. So that is going to be the time when native will definitely be kind of announcing his arrival in the world. Like the way we say this thing that, you know, in film television industry, that is the age when Tom Cruise was launched. That was the year when Hrithik Roshan was launched. That was the year when this big brand was launched. Tesla was launched. PayPal was launched. Twitter was launched. So this also tells about that. And just because here we are talking about studying and observing these lines on someone's palm, someone's hand, so that means that that is going to be the year of some substantial accomplishment of the native. Like the way, for example, before that you were giving tuitions from the home, and suddenly you got some funding, sponsorship, and within a passage of time, in 1 year only, you just launched multiple coaching centers across the city, so across the, like I would say, country. Then we can say that okay, that could be one of the indicative results that right at that age the fate line might be originating from the lifeline, something which you did on your own. Along with that, some sort of a clear vision of what you meant to do, and success coming to you, significant development in your professional life could be attached as the indicative result if you will find fate line to be originating from the lifeline. Now guys, the another probable origin point of the lifeline is fate line is if you will find it to be originating from the mount of Mars. So now guys, on our palm, Mars has been allotted 3 region. Like one of the region is inner mount of Mars. Like inner mount of Mars is inside of the lifeline, just close to the thumb area. So this is the inner Mars. Second is the outer Mars, right beneath the Heartline. So this is the outer Mars, and the middle portion of the palm is also called as the plane of the Mars. So like the way guys, Mars, whether in astrology, in any other occult subject, has been connected with the land, with the property, with the bhumi. So that is the only reason, like I have seen many palmists who even see how many properties native is going to have, the shape of someone's plot of the land which that native is owning, just looking at the mount or the plane of the Mars only. So guys, the good part about this origin of the fate line is that if it is originating from the mount of Mars, it will definitely make you very go-getter, strong-willed, determined regarding the pursuit and accomplishment of your professional goals. Along with that, native could be a very good risk taker as well. But like the way guys, I mentioned this thing that because Mars can be divided in different categories on the palm as well. So let's take up the very first origin point. Like if you will find that the fate line is originating from the inner mount of Mars. So that just tells about that, first of all, native is going to be little bit impulsive, aggressive when it comes down to getting things done. Like in his professional front, like these are among those people who could be very or extremely competitive as well. If whatsoever they will set themselves, things are not happening, these are among those people who might not be able to take any delays, rejection very easy. So chances of using muscle, using force to get work done is generally seen if you are finding, in a way you can see this as a conjunction of Saturn and Mars. Like native could be in technology field, in politics, engineering, construction, real estate. So all those could be probable indicative result. But yes, one thing is for sure, native is going to be in a field where hustle, pushing around, fierce competition, threat is going to be very high. And guys, one more thing, again you have to understand this thing when you're decoding the lines, because it is on its due course to reach the mount of Saturn. It has to cut the lifeline as well, because it is originating from inside of the lifeline, from the inner mount of Mars. So the age where it is going to be cutting it is going to be like some sort of like heart breakup, betrayal, or some forceful event where it will be like you are going to be flying independent in terms of your career, but it might lead towards some sort of unpleasing event in your personal life. So both will come handy right at the age when this fate line is going to be cutting the lifeline. Now guys, the second origin probable point, if it is going to be originating from the outer Mars. So now guys, this is generally considered as very good. Like these are among those people where we say that you have set a specific goal. Like the way we say this thing, people who are born with a specific mission. Like see, you can take up the case of like Nelson Mandela, you can take up the case of Martin Luther King. Like those people who very persistently they became a voice, a face for a cause, and with their diligence, perseverance, they were able to get things done. That is a very jubilant kind of glorious example. But even in our personal lives as well, like for whatsoever goals you have set yourself, you will be showcasing very strong determination, willpower to achieve that. Like the way guys, in Indian context, a lot many times we get to know about like those family. Again, it's not only about you, it's like, see, Saturn line has to do with your life's purpose, karma, something for which the purpose which the universe and the gods have given to you. So in Indian family, so many times it happens that parents, right at the time when the baby is born, they knew this thing that okay, we have to make him a successful cricketer, politician, IAS officer, top bureaucrat. And throughout the life, the parents undergone years and decades of struggle just to beyond their affordability. They did everything to give the child good education, good parenting. They kind of endured all the struggle and suffering only to give the best to the child, and at the end all of their struggle reaped the results. So this is how you can see or correlate this sort of fate line or Saturn line originating from the outer mount of Mars. And guys, if you will find that this fate line is originating from the plane of Mars. So yes guys, this is also a very good indication. See, the thing is, inner Mars and outer Mars somehow demonstrate very fierce qualities of the planet Mars. When we talk about the plane of the Mars, definitely it will have the blended qualities. Like it will have the partial aggression of the inner mount of Mars, and it will also have the persistence of the outer mount of Mars as well. Along with that, you have to be very careful that the plane of Mars, it is very close towards the plane of Rahu as well. That what you are considering as a plane of Mars, that line in real might be originating from the plane of Rahu. So you have to do the scrutinization very carefully. So yes guys, now after that, if you will find that the fate line is originating from the headline. So guys, definitely, because headline which tells about your intellectual faculties, capabilities, and if fate line is originating from the headline, this is kind of a typical combination which has been seen in the palm of those people who like they end up like these people who are very successful authors, writers, scientists, and with their intellectual talents they have contributed a lot to the society, to the humanity, to the world. Second thing is that the only flaw with this kind of alignment is that if fate line is originating from the headline, so it generally tells about the second half of the life. So generally the success comes to the native in the second half of the life. But the good part is that this is a kind of a origin where it is not being kind of affected or influenced by any other external factors. It's like whatever talent or whatever expertise you have, you will get the best out of it. Saturn is a very planet of fairness and judgment. It is not going to be making anyone devoid or deprived of the recognition or the true credit. So if you have the fate line originating from the headline, in a purest words, it just tells about that you will be recognized, or native might have a very academic kind of field. Like, and guys, I've seen that because in fate line originating from the headline, with the presence of other supporting signs like special symbols, presence of the sun line on the palm, so like all those people who win Nobel Prize in different categories and all, so that kind of talents and expertise has been attached if fate line originates from the headline. And generally, like, see over here, some people call it like 45, 35. I generally say this thing that the age when Saturn matures, which is close to the 36 years of age, and we say that 36, 42, 48, 56 marks some prominent achievement, accomplishment in the life of the native. Now guys, after that, if you will find the fate line to be originating from the heart line, so definitely guys, a lot many artists, creative people, musicians have been found with this kind of alignment. But again guys, see, you have to understand this thing that Saturn represents melancholiness, Saturn represents sadness, grief, depression and all. So again, some sort of pain in the heart, if it has been directed towards philanthropy, humanitarian work, charities and all, tend to remain responsible for the recognition or granting native respect and success in the society. So this is a kind of a line. I already mentioned this thing. You can have multiple fate line, Saturn line in your palm. So someone who might have one Saturn line originating from the mount of moon, and he might have another partial Saturn line coming in from the heart line as well. So exclusively a fate line originating from the heart line just tells about, like, generally it has been seen in the palm of very successful philanthropists known in the world. All those big business magnate and people and all who somehow pledge a major portion of their wealth to charities, it has been found in generally those palms. And along with that guys, because you have to age the fate line starting from the bottom of the palm, and then you have to go up. So this is also close to the 56 years of age, after which you will find your sense of purpose for sure. Now guys, when we talk about your fate line originating from the center of the palm, so guys, definitely this is one such combination which tells about that native is born with a sense of purpose. A lot many times it has been seen that someone in whose case the family duties and responsibilities comes at a very early age, or native will have this conscious awareness. Like, see, over here with this kind of alignment, you will not find any hide and seek, that life is giving someone a chance or native is not mature. Like, these are among those people like a typical Capricorn rising, or someone who has got moon conjunct with Saturn. Okay, moon conjunct with Saturn will be more of a combination of fate line originating from the heart line, that your mind can be little stressed. But yes, this is a kind of a combination where native will be born with a degree and sense of purpose. He will have the capacity to shoulder big projects, big responsibilities, and carve his own niche in the world. Now guys, when we talk about the fate line originating from the mount of Rahu and Ketu. So let's take up the case of the mount of Rahu first. So guys, we all know this thing that Rahu, which is a planet of surprises, unexpected events, obsession and all those profession where there is the possibility of cutting corners, doing some backdoor deals, clandestine deals, capacity to make sum of money through contacts, through illegitimate, illegal means like casino, alcohol, brothels. All these are the businesses like gambling and all those are the businesses which comes under the control of the Rahu. So the point over here is that if your this line is originating from the mount of Rahu, in your professional life you might have to deal with sudden unexpected events, some sort of forceful events. Again guys, the way people say this thing that see, Saturn is a planet which represents slowness. People say this thing that Saturn in the 8th house is also considered as good because it slows down the unexpected events taking place in someone's life. But even after that, because if it is originating from the plane of Rahu, mount of Rahu, it is for sure that native's professional life will be filled with these kind of surprises. Again guys, it's not like that your character is going to be sketchy or you will be engaged in these kind of illegitimate or questionable kind of actions and activities. It could be a case that you are a cop, it could be a case that you are a lawyer, that in one form or another form you have to deal with these kind of people or these kind of energies and places. And guys, the good part is that with this kind of combination there is going to be a strong possibility of turning around your life in a very sudden way, like the way we come across people who were once they were chasing the corporate dreams. Suddenly in a podcast that person is announcing that now he has become a monk or he has become very spiritual seeker, he has become a healer. So life generally goes through a lot of ups and downs. And the second thing is that your profession goes through a lot of ups and downs, and generally this is a kind of a combination if well supported by the ferocious energy, like Mars is strengthened, native also has got a Mars line, thumb is very strong, mount of Jupiter has got some very good signs and all. So this is going to be a person who's going to be very forceful regarding the things which this person wants to accomplish, and a very cosmopolitan mindset. You will not find this person to be the typical trait of Saturn to be very orthodox, traditional, very cultured. He's going to be very orthodox, very unorthodox, very cosmopolitan. Now guys, if you will find that the fate line or the Saturn line is originating from the mount of Ketu. So guys, we all know this thing that for this line to be originating from the mount of Ketu, and generally I have seen this thing that this is kind of a origin of the line which somehow tend to remain a part of the lifeline only, and then it is diverting on its path towards the mount of Saturn, towards the middle finger. So because if it has to start from the mount of Ketu, somehow in majority of the cases because of some branch or something, it somehow forms some sort of combination with the lifeline. But the good part about this placement is that in native's line of work there will be something to do with the intuitive aspect, something to do with the nature, like this could be climate and all those unknown kind of energies which native has to deal with. Guys, the good part about this placement is that somehow native will be doing something with which the soul has got some sort of expertise from the past life. And again guys, see, when we talk about planet like Ketu never forgets, Ketu never forgives. So the thing over here is that whatsoever native is going to be demonstrating in his life, in his professional life, it might have something to do with the past as well. Like for example, irrespective of being less competent, native is getting the credit and success more than like 10 times more than what he deserves, or someone who irrespective of having all the expertise requirement, he's still struggling. So all these kind of unknown kind of factors, unexplained kind of reasons, like which cannot be understood with the rational mind, with thoughts and logic, but it is still happening in someone's professional life. Like there could be those cases where irrespective of native having a very sketchy character, no one ever raised a finger on someone, and there could be those cases who all the time get very falsely implicated or allegations being casted on them without them doing anything. So this might have some say with Saturn line originating from the mount of Ketu, but some sort of expertise. Native will have this capacity to have specialization in one specific field. Guys, if you have multiple Saturn line in your palm, fate line in your palm, so again guys, definitely, like, let's blend three probable indicative result. If you have three line of Saturn, one originating from the mount of Venus, one from the mount of Moon, one from the headline, so definitely it will tell about that, because fate line has to be timed from the bottom of the palm going towards the top. So that will tell about, it will have the trait of the Moon as well. Native will be very famous. He might have very strong following as well. He might, because of his nature of job, he might undergo lot many international travels. One line is originating from the mount of Venus, so that will also tell about that. In his line of work, family will also support. He might be kind of doing something which his family has done in the past, or following the same career or joining the same family business as well. And just because there is one line which is originating from the headline as well, so he has three fate line, so the headline will also give its results. That could be case that native might have joined the family business at 21 years of age only. He traveled a lot, and along with that, after entering his 36th year or after 42nd year, because one line is originating from the headline as well, the fate line, that will also get activated. So that will also tell about that after that age, native will demonstrate some sort of strong academic talents as well, which will give him success. Like whatsoever he has contributed and gone through in his professional life, he might pen it in a book, and that book might be a success. So this is how you have to decode different origin points of the fate line. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology and palmistry, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.